Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The DTC B1845 signifies a malfunction within the power seat recline switch circuit of the Honda Odyssey model years 2011 to 2017. This code typically points to issues in either the switch itself or the associated wiring and control units. The power seat recline switch is instrumental in adjusting the angle and position of the power seat, allowing the driver or passenger to achieve optimal comfort. Located on the side of the driver's seat, it's connected to the power seat control unit, which manages various power seat functions. Diagnosis begins with pinpointing whether the switch is communicating correctly with the control unit. If the control unit is malfunctioning, it can obstruct the signal necessary for seat adjustments. This procedure will involve a series of tests to determine where the breakdown in communication or function occurs. The error code B1845 specifically implicates components involved in the power seat recline mechanism. Key components affected include the power seat control unit and the recline switch itself. The power seat control unit is typically located under the driver's seat and serves as the brain of the power seat system, processing inputs from the switch and controlling the motor that adjusts the seat position. The recline switch is usually found directly on the side of the driver's seat, allowing the user to control the reclining motion of the seat. A malfunction in either the switch or the control unit can render the seat unable to recline, causing significant inconvenience while driving. It's important to examine the connections and wiring associated with these components for any signs of wear or damage, as these can lead to circuit malfunction. Several potential causes can lead to the activation of DTC B1845. First, a short to ground in the wiring may occur, which disrupts the proper flow of electrical signals necessary for seat operations. This can result from wear, fraying, or physical damage to the wiring. Secondly, a faulty power seat control unit can also trigger this code. The control unit processes information from the switch, but may fail due to internal electrical issues or external impacts. Finally, a defective recline switch itself is another possible culprit. If the switch has internal damage or is stuck, it cannot communicate with the control unit to initiate seat adjustments. Understanding these potential issues is crucial for effective troubleshooting. The symptoms associated with DTC B1845 typically manifest as functional failures in the power seat system. The most apparent symptom is that the power seat will not recline, leaving the user unable to adjust their seat position for comfort. Additionally, you may find that the seat maintains an inconsistent position, potentially moving unexpectedly or failing to hold a desired angle. Another critical symptom to watch for is the persistent appearance of DTC B1845 when scanning with the Honda Diagnostics System, HDS. This code will illuminate warning lights on the dashboard indicator, alerting the driver to a malfunctional power seat system. Awareness of these symptoms assists in prompt identification and resolution of the underlying issues. The first troubleshooting step involves clearing any existing diagnostic trouble codes, DTCs, using the Honda Diagnostics System, HDS. After clearing the DTCs, the ignition switch must be turned to the lock position, which signifies that the vehicle is off. Following this, turn the ignition back to the on position, referred to as on 2. This step ensures that the vehicle's systems reset and prepare for the next test. Once the ignition is set to on, operate the recline switch in both directions for more than 1 second. This action aims to simulate usage and check for any immediate response from the system, which is essential to diagnose the current state of the recline switch circuit effectively. The second troubleshooting step requires checking for any stored DTCs using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, after operating the Recline switch. Evaluate if DTC B1845 is indicated on the HDS screen. If B1845 appears, proceed to the next step in the diagnostic process, as this indicates a continuing issue in the system. Conversely, if DTC B1845 is not indicated, it suggests that the problem may be intermittent. In such cases, it is advisable to inspect the vehicle for loose or poor connections that could result in malfunctioning systems. Intermittent failures can be challenging to diagnose, so careful examination of all related wiring and components is crucial to identifying the root cause. In this step, the ignition switch is turned to the lock position to ensure the vehicle is powered off before any connections are made or broken. Next, it is necessary to disconnect the power seat control unit connector B, which has a 40-pin configuration, known as 40P. This connector is crucial as it interfaces with the power seat control unit, being responsible for managing the electrical signals sent from the Recline switch. Following this, the Recline switch connector, which has a 12-pin configuration referred to as 12P, should also be disconnected. This disconnection is important to isolate the variables in testing and ensure that you are accurately assessing the power seat control unit's performance without interference from other components. Step 4 involves checking for continuity between the power seat control unit connector B, 40P, terminals, and body ground. This is critical, as a lack of continuity may indicate that the correct electrical path is interrupted due to incorrect wiring or short to ground. Specifically, terminals number 15, number 20, and number 38 must be tested individually. The continuity test will reveal whether electrical signals are successfully reaching the control unit from the switch. If continuity exists, the next step involves repairing any shorts to ground found in the wires, which can often be the source of circuit malfunctions. This testing step is pivotal to isolating the problem to either the wiring or the control unit itself. The fifth step in troubleshooting requires verifying the continuity between specified terminals of the power seat control unit connector B, 40P. The pairs of terminals that need to be checked are terminals number 15 and number 20, number 15 and number 38, and finally, number 20 and number 38. Establishing continuity between these terminals is necessary to ensure that the internal wiring and connections to the power seat control unit are functioning correctly. If continuity is interrupted between any of these pairs, further investigation into the wiring harness and connections is warranted. An issue detected here could indicate a broken wire, poor connection, or a failed internal component within the control unit that may need replacing. Addressing the findings from this test will provide insights into the nature and extent of any issues affecting the power seat recline functionality. After implementing repairs based on the troubleshooting steps, the final verification process commences. Begin by reassembling all components that were previously disconnected, ensuring that each connector is securely and correctly fastened. Once reassembly is complete, use the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to clear any stored DTCs from the vehicle system. This ensures that all components are reset and ready for a new test. Finally, test the seat operation to confirm that the recline functionality is now working properly in both directions. Observing successful operation will validate that the repairs executed have effectively resolved the DTC B1845 issue. Always double-check all systems to prevent any recurrence of faults and ensure long-term reliability. Preventive maintenance is essential to avoid future occurrences of DTC B1845 and ensure the longevity of the power seat system. Regular inspections of wiring connections for frays, cuts, or corrosion can significantly reduce the likelihood of electrical issues arising. Additionally, it is vital to verify that the recline switch functions correctly and responds as intended during seat adjustments. Consider routinely checking DTCs using the Honda Diagnostics System, HDS, even if no issues are apparent. Early detection of potential problems can help prolong the life of the seat mechanisms and avoid unexpected failures while using the vehicle. By promoting proper care, you can maintain optimal operation and prevent disruptive fault codes from emerging. In conclusion, DTC B1845 indicates a malfunction in the power seat recline switch circuit for the Honda Odyssey from 2011 to 2017. Troubleshooting the issue systematically through specific steps ensures that all potential problems are addressed effectively. Clear diagnostics, thorough inspections, and careful repairs lead to restoring the functionality of the power seat recline feature. Additionally, implementing preventive maintenance practices can aid in avoiding future issues. Regular checks on wiring, ensuring switch functionality, and routine scans for DTCs can increase reliability. Ultimately, understanding the components and their functions will empower vehicle owners to maintain their systems better and react swiftly to issues should they arise. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time!